Hey guys, Zak here, coming at you with another video. Firstly, I want to apologize for the camera quality. My laptop, I have no clue what it's doing. For some reason, there are moments like this when it's fine, but then there are moments where things get blurry and like that, if you kind of saw that. So I apologize in case the camera quality gets a little bit rough. Secondly, I'm going to try and make this as relaxing as possible. This is my 8th take doing this because I got a little too excited. So I want to talk about this game calmly and maybe provide some nice triggers for you guys if you guys are into that. It'll be nice, relaxing, and calm. And comment if you want me to do more of these in the future, and maybe game ideas. If you have a certain game you want me to talk about, let me know down in the comments. So without further ado, let's get started with this first episode of ASMR Game Chat. Hey guys, Zak here. Now I'm coming at you with ASMR Game Chat. My first episode, I want to do many more of these. I would love to do once a week, but we'll see how that goes. And today's game of choice we're going to be talking about is Luigi's Mansion. I love this game. This game is so much fun. I've had it ever since I was a child. Not this copy, but when I first got Luigi's Mansion, I was 9 years old, and I'm 20 now, so that's over half of my life I've devoted to praising this game. Absolutely praising it. And, this copy is not complete, unfortunately. I would have loved a complete PAL copy. But I really wanted to talk about my history with this game and talk about why I like it so much, which a lot of you guys already know. But if you don't, you're probably not subscribed, so make sure to subscribe. I mostly post non-ASMR content, but it's all Nintendo themed, so you might like it. So, anyways, this game is so much fun. I got it when I was, like I said, 9 years old. I remember the day, not exactly, but I remember how it went. We were moving because my mom had broken up with her ex-boyfriend. Don't want to get into that, but we went to GameStop because I wanted a GameCube. It was 2007, so the Wii was out, but I wanted a GameCube. Simply because when I was younger, I played Mario Party 6 on the GameCube with my mom's ex-boyfriend's son, or aka my step-brother of sorts. So I went in there with full intention of buying Mario Party 6. That was the game I wanted. That's all I really cared about. And my mom said I should get one other game with it, simply because maybe I'll get bored of that game and want to play another game. And I was like, yeah, sure, another game, of course. So I looked around, and this was in 2007, mind you. So GameCube was basically done. Not much was coming out for it. So I had the full GameCube library at my exposure. And I saw Luigi's Mansion, and I don't know what captivated me to it. I don't know what made me want to get this game in particular. But I picked it up, and I was like, I want this game too. And sure enough, I got a complete in-box jet black GameCube with Mario Party 6 and Luigi's Mansion. Those are my first two ever GameCube games. And I got home. I think I played Mario Party 6 first, since obviously I had more attachment at the time to that game. But then I think it got towards nighttime, and I saw this game, obviously, because I had it. And I was like, this game's a spooky looking game. I might want to play it at nighttime. And when I turned it on and started playing it, I was hooked. Now, mind you, I was 9 years old when I played this first, like for the first time. So, when I got to some of the trickier parts, I didn't understand. Because when I was 9 years old, it was back in 2007. So, this was when YouTube was in its infant stages, and I didn't have a strategy guide, so I did have to figure it out all on my own, which I usually don't like to do. I don't like having, I don't like being stuck. I think a game should flow. I don't think there should be any parts that are too hard to get you stumped. But since I was 9 years old, it's kind of like, looking back, I was just a stupid kid. I mean, I still am stupid, but that's besides the point. So, I got to a part that stumped me. I think it was the first. I don't know if it was the first night. I don't think it was, because I don't think I played much the first night since it was nighttime and I was 9, so I fell asleep early naturally. But I eventually got to the part, if you know the game well, where it was in the storage room, and you have to realize where the button is by looking in a mirror that's on the opposite wall. And that took me ages. I was so confused. Now, like I said, I was just a stupid kid, but when I figured it out, I felt like I was on top of the world. I was like, oh my lord, I figured this out. I felt so smart. And, it was a great feeling. And I kept playing after that. And it didn't take me like a couple days to beat. It took me a couple weeks, because like I said, there were parts that stumped me. The Boulasses battle in particular comes to mind. It took me a long time to beat Boulasses. Hell, it took me a long time to even know how to say the word Boulasses. I was like, is it Boulasius? Is it Boulosis? Is it Boulasses? How do you say it? And then I figured it out from YouTube a couple years later, but that's besides the point. But no, Boulasses took me a while. And then we got to the final battle. I think that took me the longest to figure out. The final battle with Bowser / King Boo, obviously. It took me a while because I didn't know for the longest time that you had to suck up those spike balls that Bowser threw and use them against him. I didn't know that. I was stupid. I could not see that. And I remember the exact day, well, not what day it was, but I remember how it went when I figured it out. And it wasn't through YouTube, but it was from online. If you guys have heard of a website called Newgrounds, that's bringing back memories for me. I used to always go onto Newgrounds and watch the basically like the cartoons that people uploaded. And back in 2007, it was like, wow, people can upload cartoons, people can make this, on their own, So, I was watching this one video called The Real Luigi's Mansion, which I think is, I don't want to say popular because, I can't just say it to people and they'll know what it is, but like in terms of, it's got millions of views. If you look it up on YouTube, it's probably still around. And in that video, it shows Luigi sucking up the spike balls and shooting them at Bowser. And I was like, wow, that's amazing. I didn't know that. So when I went back to the game and figured it out and I beat it, I felt so accomplished. I was like, yes, I did it. You go, Zach. I was like maybe 10 at that point. I was like, yeah, I beat this game. I had a little bit of help, but this tricky game where you have to unlock your way through a giant haunted mansion, I felt like top of the world. It was awesome. And I think one of the things that really made this game, what it is to me, is because this game is what made me love the GameCube Controller. This controller is my favorite controller of all time. The GameCube controller, it's a beast. You know it's a good controller when they're still using it for the Nintendo Switch. Like, every single console since the GameCube has used the GameCube controller in some capacity. That's just that's a testament to the amazingness of this controller. Maybe I'll do a separate ASMR game chat about the GameCube controller. But in terms of Luigi's Mansion, having this giant A button, where is it? There. Where you can call for Mario. It was so funny when I first figured that out. And the triggers being that the further you push them down, the more the vacuum would suck, or the more the elements would come out. It's such an amazing thing. And the C-Stick was new for Nintendo, having a second stick. It was so cool for them, to do that. There were downsides to the controller, being the short cable length and the small D-pad, but it just added so much to this game, in my personal opinion, that, it would have been fine with any other controller, but that's where the remake of this game for the 3DS fell. You couldn't play with a GameCube controller. You couldn't really even have a true second stick. You had to play it with one stick, basically, and motion controls, which really took away from the game. This game just benefited so much from how the GameCube controller was designed, and it was worked around the GameCube controller. So there are many reasons why this game is my favorite game of all time. It has to do with the memories of first playing this game on the GameCube, being that it is one of my main childhood games that I played on the GameCube, to the fact that there were still secrets about this game that I figured out even years after. I don't know exactly how long it took, but it definitely wasn't the first few playthroughs when I figured out about Soupy, and the hidden rooms and all that. It was new to me a long way after multiple playthroughs, and it really made this game something special. And that's why when Luigi's Mansion 2 was announced, I was so excited that there would be more of that. But Luigi's Mansion 2 failed to deliver that. That's why I don't like the game that much. So I'm hoping with Luigi's Mansion 3, we can get a return to this format. If I did have any complaints about the game, there are a couple that I do have naturally. No game is absolutely perfect. The way to catch boos is pretty bad in this game, though also in the second game it was also pretty bad. So they haven't really nailed it yet. I think they should just be like regular ghosts with higher HPs. Like, they can have the 300 HP boos, but have them be caught like regular ghosts. That's how I think they should do it. Have them hide in the lit rooms, whatever, but I think, having them being sucked up like regular ghosts is a much better way of doing it. Secondly, the game is very short, which for me when I was a kid, it wasn't that short because it took me a while to beat. But now that I know a lot about the game, and I can beat it really easily, it's really not a challenge at all. It's, a couple hours at most, I can beat it really quickly. Other than that, I think this game is brilliant. Hopefully when Luigi's Mansion 3 comes around, they can really deliver a quality product. And I'm scared that they won't be able to deliver. But we'll have to see. We'll wait and see. We don't know anything about it yet, unless this comes out after the Nintendo Direct, if it happens. Listen, it's January the 4th. I'm recording this in advance, okay? So listen, I don't know if there's going to be a Nintendo Direct, if we're going to learn more about Luigi's Mansion 3, but I hope it's very similar to this game. think that's it for today's video. I would like to thank you guys so much for watching this. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope that you guys like this ASMR series. I want to plan out episodes, but I don't know what games I should do, so that's where you guys come in. You guys, let me know in the comments down below what games I should do for this ASMR series. So, till next time guys, see you in the next video.